clothing. Only colors that you naturally have on you: white, pink, a tint of brown, eye color, your hair color, but what you wear is exactly how people are going to believe you to be. Your face, your body type changes what you wear. You get to pick what you wear. You might not care, but just see things as they are. Forced perception is forced onto you. The way you first see someone is how you always want to see them. Because you don't like fakeness in anyone. You want to believe what you saw. You want to trust your own beliefs. So many factors play a role: age, sex. But I don't like the age factor of it. Your hair is white in your last days. Your teeth are white. The surrounding part of your eyes are white. Semen is white. The tips of your nails are white. When the sun shines on your hair, it's white. Or on your skin, and you have sweat, a white shining part of it. If you look at yourself in a mirror from the side, you'll get a different perspective on what you're wearing, what you're really wearing. Take a small mirror, hold it to the side, look at the big mirror, and ask yourself, who's the most beautiful in the land? Look at yourself from each angle, spin it in a rotation, and see yourself from each angle in the clothing that you wear. Realize that you are never the clothing that you see straightforward. How often do you see someone straightforward, face to face, like this? How often? 87% of the time you see people from the side. So that's who you really are when you wear those pieces of clothing. Unless you're a very personable person. It's safest to wear what looks best on you. You can philosophize clothing thousands of times. I've philosophized clothing so much. I can't list how many philosophies I've had for clothing, but people don't care so much about it. When you wear black, it also gives you a different perception on people's clothing. It makes everything seem stale and limited. But then there's certain people who somehow fall into certain colors as if they are them. I've actually made a list of colors to wear on certain days. You can go to the link below this. If you scroll down, you can find that I've actually given you a color set for each day that matches the energies of each day. You might not be in tune with the actual world as it is, because you wake up and you want to wear this color. There's way too many worlds. What I mean is people's perceptions. There's too many worlds to ever judge anyone. You care about honesty, so when someone dresses actually how they are, sometimes it's the only way that those people are honest. Because they act a different way than how they feel. Because they are trained to. The same way a dog is trained to stop barking when it feels like barking. There's two different worlds also when it comes to someone who's clean on the inside with what they eat and their health, someone who just eats meat. Trends. I really don't like trends unless I agree with those trends. Anything outrageous, I consider a trend. Something that goes against natural basic human function, I disagree with. For instance, tight pants, if you try to do the splits, they'll rip. Or if you try to do a high kick, they'll rip. And this is a basic human function. Tai Chi shows you the basic human function, which is fighters. as art. Naturally, you fight. Animals fight. Kids fight. It's a natural, basic need. But there's non-violence. Would I compare tight pants to a robe? No, because you can take the robe off and fight. You're not going to take off your tight pants and fight. I don't see any significance in terms of non-violence when I see tight pants, and I don't think anyone does. Naturally, when someone's wearing a robe, you get the idea of non-violence. This man, the Siddhartha, he says you only need 3 pieces of clothing. 1 that you wear, 1 in case the first piece of clothing gets wet in the rain, and 3 for an emergency. In this way, for instance, for me, I have a black robe, I have a kimono, and I have an Indian piece with circle mirrors on it. Now, devoid of those 3, I live in the West, so I also have a hockey jersey, a bunch of sweaters, which are a necessity. I can't go without them because I get way too cold here. And a few shirts and some black shirts, some pants, socks and underwear. I've gone through so many clothings because I would go up to thrift stores on the half price days and on the sale days where I could get things for, or $1 days. They have dollar days where I could just pick anything I want for $1. Whereas usually when I would shop and bought something, it was always because I felt compelled to, that I had to, that I grabbed it off the shelf. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed all the shopping and wearing these new things, but it lost its luster for me. I finally filled the bar of my creativity in that sense, but it'll always occasionally spring some inspiration for me. Then just occasionally is good too. In this way, I disagree with Siddhartha that for some special occasions can be a good experience to dress occasionally. For most people, it's best that they wear white. Only white. Why? Because it's safe. Any color that you need, it's always there provided for you. Because someone wears this color for this day, and through different periods of the day, they're feeling a different way. And it would have felt better if they had those colors, the feelings of those colors. The other colors might shine through as well, but at least if you need it, it's there. The whiteness. The earth in the cold places wears white itself, and the sky naturally turns white. And the sky wears white even, or gray. Sometimes you walk through a store and you see something and you have to buy it. Those are the things that I bought. Those are the things that I bought. Trying to find the things that were meant for you. But as you go through time, they might not have been meant for you. Clothes are just clothes, and they're your main expression of creativity that everyone sees and everyone perceives, as well as your facial hair and your hair and your body size. But your body size doesn't matter as much as clothes. I think that the size physically of a man, the bigger you are, people could perceive you as older, maybe, but that doesn't matter. Why it doesn't matter? Because you're gaining size and weight, but not so much strength. You need a body that way in its natural function for the strength. And the size and the weight comes afterwards for your basic function through the day as a useful tool, and your body is a tool. When two people love each other, their souls connect. Yeah, someone might be skinny at that time, but if two people love each other, something special happens. But people confuse love with clothing. People confuse fate with clothing. Almost everything mystical that can be found in the West, mostly, or westernly places, places unlike road places, places unlike Philippines. It's Philippines, no one cares about their clothing. They just have what they have and they wear it. You want to express different phases of your life with a different color, and you remember with the color, and the color connects with the smell as well. When people see clothing that they're wearing on other people and feel like those people are with them, or feel like this is some kind of sign, but it's not so much true. No teacher, no teaching, no student. Some people dress a certain way to get a certain amount of respect. Some people want to seem innocent with white. Some people dress to hide themselves. But a lot of time, the only time I see people being honest is with their clothing. So it's important that I speak about it. Do you think every single person in your life was fate? Every single person that you've seen? Because every single person that you've seen, you remember the color that they wear. And you identify them with the color that they wear. And it's almost like it's 70% of what matters about people is their clothing that they wear. For your memory. In dreams, it doesn't so much matter. Because in the dreams, you see what you really perceive them to be. That you repress. So it's not really you that perceives them, but your potential. And if you haven't tapped into your own potential, of course your dream's gonna seem strange. But I don't think that every single person was fate in your life. The people that pass by, or the people in the supermarket, or in the Walmart, they pass by you, but do you think all of them were connected to you as fate? We're all meant to live in a hot climate naked, and then to wear clothes in the nighttime when it's cold. Originally. Don't you think we could save the world if we said, let's all wear green? Hey everyone, let's be the Earth's people and let's all wear green, and people who are not wearing green, we can point them out and single them out as a spiritual team where nothing has to matter anymore. Everything's overpriced, so don't go buying anything in the stores unless you're compelled to. My friend has been wearing the same clothing since he was in high school, or maybe even before high school. And this is the type of person who you can tell is not wearing those clothing. He just has them, puts them on. I like a type of person who would wear anything. I'm that type of person who would wear anything, anywhere. Mostly. Because you get an experience. Every time you wear something new, you get an experience. The more you try, the more experience you get. And it's always new. To try the different flavors, the different fruits. And then soon you say this fruit tastes like this fruit, and this fruit tastes like that fruit. Whereas the meat all tastes the same. You have to treat your body like your temple. So primarily you have to treat your body like a temple. That's why I say wear white. As long as you have clothes on your back, then you're somewhere, you're something. So everyone on the earth is something, because everyone on the earth has some clothing. If you have clothing, you can learn to be breatharian. So there's no use for you to complain. You don't have this, you don't have that. It's a problem that you don't have condoms. But hey, before you reach puberty, you can become breatharian. Your veins also. I used to think I would wear every color that's on my body. So there's black, there's white, there's pink, and the veins, and the color of my veins, which were purple and green and blue. I also, when I was eating meat, I used to think I was gonna wear the colors of the animals I kill in my land region. Everyone dresses spiritually, so these concept of mine should not be so weird. But as soon as you start getting into colored plain shirts, then you're getting into a formation where people are trying to compel you to wear a certain thing based on their judgments, and you're afraid of their judgments. I'm not afraid. There's people who dress humbly, but on the inside are completely arrogant. And there are people who dress seemingly arrogantly, and on the inside are very humble. I like those people more. But from the first glance, I like those people more. The people who might see them and think they're dressing arrogantly. Because I know that they have to take steps inside themselves to wear that. And they're going through some kind of process inside themselves. Whereas if someone's just plainly wearing the same things that are just plain white checkered shirt, some kind of thing like this with the collar, it's the seam, the collarly way. I don't like collars. I don't like the collarly ways. It makes me feel like an animal. Why do you have a collar on? You're just working in this. It just makes me see that you probably just want the blue picket fence. Bunch of kids that you can brag about. I don't care about these material things. You also clothe everything. You clothe your Facebook pictures. You clothe the inside of your house. But you treat it as a set form. You have no choice but to use their set form that was given for you. And it's only the rich people who get a choice to build their own setting. Yeah, you can choose between this and that and this, but you have a den, you have a living room, you have a kitchen, you have a hallway, front bathroom, bathroom upstairs, dining room, backyard. It's all the same. Why not make your own rooms? Build your own rooms in your house. Make it a magical place like you wanted when you were a kid. Inside people's psyche, they're still 12. But you want to come back to this. Once you're done work, you want to come back to this, right? It's fine with me, but everything looks the same. When I was a salesman, I walked into so many houses. They're all nice, and they all made me say, wow, nice house. But to me, in my memory, in a blank, fuzzy way, they were all the same. Why does everyone have pictures on the walls? Why does everyone have a square door? Square windows, everyone. Yes, some rich people have a circle window. I don't care for all this architecture nonsense. Unless you're architecturally making your own village, then so what? I don't care for it. I could make a better building than you. Anyone in the world. Any architect you pick, I can architecturally make a better building than they can. Architecturally. What I can conceive in my mind. To look. I can make it, and then afterwards, then form create supports to hold the building up. Any architectural thing on the world that I can see doesn't impress me. Because you go on movies and you go on video games or cartoons or whatever it is, TV shows, you see these, what do you call them, these buildings that are just nice, that are just, I'm just saying I could beat any architect in the world. But it's people, certain people that are placed in certain positions that get the forefront of it. There's hidden talents in everything for everything. They don't, never get the spotlight of it because they care too much about it. They have too much love for it to actually do it. To actually just wear something plain and be beautiful on the inside, you'd have to be beautiful on the inside. And most of these people would express themselves rather than just wear something bland. But there are a few rare special people who just wear something bland and are very special on the inside because they are the deep people. You even dress the inside of your own memory banks in your mind, putting different personalities here or there, but you never take anything away. You just keep it there. But it's what makes you ugly. Because then everything's a cluttered mess, and soon enough, so much builds up in your house, metaphorical house, and you don't take anything out. Everything clutters up. Soon enough, you're putting stuff on your lawn, and at that point, I say you're ugly. It happens through teens in the West or in Canada, from what I can see where I live in the capital. Is that when you're a teen, you have special colors. You're molding your house how you want it to be. You're adding so much perfect, beautiful stuff. But you never take away the old stuff to put in new stuff. You keep it there with you because you feel so proud of it. So then maybe I think grade 11 and 12 is when people, or after grade 12, is when people start becoming ugly. Before then, from ages I think 15 and below it, beautiful, crazy, mystical expressions. You're expressing everything everywhere, and you never take it off. Too arrogant now to actually take that off. And when you were doing that stuff, it had some mysticism in it. But then after that, you're just covering everything up, and it just looks ugly, like a big greenish brownish glob. And that type of ego starts to develop in people from that point on. And then you're putting stuff on your lawn, telling everyone, "Oh, come in my house, it's so beautiful." And everyone says, "Yeah, man, I'll jump in there. It's hard to know you now. I don't know what I'm doing." And they're trying to crawl through all this garbage in your house. And that's the way people are, because they understand, because they're the same way. Because people like to see what they see in themselves, but they get jealous if it's better. People don't like to see what they see in themselves, and they hate those people even if it's less than their own. But I stand at the sidewalk and look at everyone trying to climb into houses, putting stuff on their lawn, to the point where they put stuff on the sidewalk, putting stuff in the middle of the street. I don't like it. And there's people who understand but just say, "Ah, it's okay. Who cares?" Because all the food and all these subliminal messages they put into you, it's all so they can get you to say, "Who cares?" So that if war happened, who cares? This happened, who cares? Even if you do care, you still 70% of the time just give up at points in the time and say, "Oh, who cares?" That's why the news, they only show you some stuff. They don't show you the other stuff. Because the other stuff, guess what? I'm always going to say that. Because it's time people start caring. All these priests and pastors, they have to shut up. Start preaching caring more. Say we need to care. Because that's the real message, is that we need to care. We need to help people out. That's the message that gets through to everyone. So it matters. All this Jesus stuff, and people are so iffy about it. And they're saying just have faith. Like, I don't even know what you're saying, really. You're taking a quote that can be misconstrued in any type of way or metaphor, and you're saying it's this way, when the next preacher is saying it means something else. But I understand when you say care, let's love each other, let's be in this club together, let's be loving, let's care. People really have loving and people really love, so it's an excuse. But if someone comes to you dressed a certain way and you don't love or care for them, then your love and caring wasn't authentic originally. So what does it matter? Why do I have to wear a collared shirt to church? Jesus didn't wear a collared shirt. How come I can't wear a robe like Jesus? Especially if I would cry about it. You would probably kick me out if I was crying right in front of you, wearing the same robe as him, because I want to be like him. If Jesus is my idol, I want to be like him. People want to be like their idols. You see little girls dressing like whoever their favorite stars are. Halloween dressing like their favorite character. Christmas time tradition, you have to wear red. Canada Day, you have to wear red. The energy of Canada is not even red. I'll tell you, like someone told me, my aunt told me. In the Philippines, the colors are red, blue, and yellow. Like, yeah, Philippines is a little bit yellow, Philippines is a little bit blue. But we still wear red because we're the man. That's funny to me, though. But on Canada Day, are we wearing red because we're the man? No, we're just wearing it just so we can come together, an excuse for us all to come together in peace and happiness, the same way as an excuse that you go to church so people can come together, peace and happiness, love, caring. Same way St. Patrick's Day, everyone wears green as an excuse to come together. You say an excuse to drink, I disagree. You can drink any day, go to the club any day, it'll be just as good as St. Patrick's Day. It's a joke. Wear white after Labor Day. 2. That doesn't make sense to me. Your job and your profession changes what you wear as well. These hip people wear all this Skyping and this companies, these company names, and you see them as those people. But they have a solid foundation to stand on, whereas everything else is kind of wishy-washy. Or if you see someone with a fitted cap, low, then you say, oh, that guy's a gangster. But it's not the same for me. I remember I was swimming. I was in swimming class. I had a big mustache and a big beard, like this. And they were sending me subliminal messages through the videos that I had to do for homework. I had to watch videos for homework. And I see some people who look like me with that mustache all the time, every video. Might not be intentionally, but just something little like that, I'll just go to the extreme. So I shaved my mustache and beard off, looked like a little kid in class at the swimming pool. They started treating me that way, and they forgot who I really was. Clothing matters completely. As for jewelry, knickknacks, and all this type of stuff, you're supposed to be wearing stuff that energetically suits you. So, for instance, I wear this ring that's copper. You can search about copper or some kind of stuff. I don't know. Some kind of stuff. This thing is just magnets. This thing, volcanic ash. But I'm not wearing this stuff. That stuff wasn't meant to be used as a tool and stuff like that. I think like the highest used metal is, or the highest amount of metal that's on the earth is aluminum. Certain gemstones, certain rocks, certain metals, certain elements that you can wear can help benefit you if you haven't really, as a starting point, you haven't really stepped down that path yet. It's interesting to look into. All these people know about all this stuff. All these new age people who meditate only, who are not meditating to become illuminated. They know all this type of stuff. I don't know why they know all this stuff. And I don't know why they all know the same stuff. It's always Reiki, always energy healing, always, oh, I went to this meditation retreat with this no-name person who is robbing you completely. Well, not completely, because you pay for the housing and the food and all that stuff, but the extra money, because you could learn that same stuff at home, watching movie live. Watching videos of Zorba. Zorba, you can watch videos of Zorba. You can get as much from it as from that retreat. But you went to that retreat to be able to say to whoever it is, I went to this retreat. This is Vipassana retreat, meditation retreat. A lot of people just want to tell someone that they're not really there for the right purpose, for the Zen purpose, for the Bodhisattva's purpose. Sannyasin's purpose. Hey, maybe you did, sorry. You know what I'm saying. I'd like personally to give a retreat at the campground. I'm hoping to do that one day. But I've posted, I don't know, maybe 7 meetups on meetup.com. The one time 3 people showed up. The next time 1 person showed up. The next 2 times no one showed up. Then the next time 1 person showed up on the wrong day. and the next time no one showed up. So it wasn't really the right something. I don't know how these people work to get people to come, but I gave it a try. So I've given 3, but no one would come. There was this old man who offered me to be a speaker, and he would hold the event for me. But yeah, I considered it. I talked to him, but I didn't get back to him about it. It was gonna be at this Ottawa Citizen Center because I had a vision not to, and that was the wrong path. But that goes. Jewelry as an expression, as an emblem, is something where you can put a lot of philosophy in. I like it in that way. Whereas clothing as a philosophy and an emblem, I don't really support it that way, mathematically. Yeah, all these masters are telling me to use clothing mathematically, but I don't support it that much. Just to be safe, just to have these people like me, these people follow me, these people are with you. No matter what you wear, you'll get someone or something. That's all you need. It does matter in the end. I don't like when people say it doesn't matter in the end. We're all gonna die. It's not true. It matters. That's why we're here. That's why we're on the earth. It matter to God, it should matter to us. Don't forget to look at yourself in the mirror from the side views. You can see different emotions on your face that you might not even be having. And that's the way people perceive you. I think part of your body's expression is part of your soul's expression as well. So clothes that look part of your body are part of your soul's expression as well. Or can be, or should be, or supposed to be, supposedly. But really you can wear anything you want to. Don't be afraid to wear anything, anywhere, unless they're gonna kill you for it. Well, not anything, but anything. I don't believe in stitching. That's why I believe in robes. Because you can't tie a perfect knot by hand that can hold with such a thin thread, unless it's a really thick thread where you can just tie a good knot, but knots come undone. A robe, there's no knot, it can't come undone. I can rip your clothes right off you. You're not gonna rip my robe off for some reason. I could walk up to people, grab them by the back of their shirt, and I could rip their shirt right off. See, like, church speaks of nonviolence, but they preach in almost every page of the Bible violence, killing. But they speak to each other nonviolence. So it's really the church's people are the people, not the book. The church lives in the people, not in the Bible. Like, a church is supposed to be a place where you can go to meditate. You think it's somewhere that you go to pray. It's a temple. It's not a church, it's a temple. I want them to change the name. It's a church temple. You call this a mosque, it's a temple. A mosque temple. You call this a Buddhist center? No, it's a temple. I know what a temple is, okay? Every time you say Amen, you create a vocal pulsation within the walls, and sounds echo in the walls. You say Om. Every time you say you say Omen, Amen, Om, same thing. The whole entire freaking Quran is one big mantra chant. It creates a pulsation in the walls of the temple. As soon as you put a television in it, as soon as you have your cell phones in it, or you're speaking in a certain way inside it, and you're ruining the space of the temple. So these temples are not so well managed, but they are temples. Nice temples too. And there's always peace in them. And they're beautiful. So the way people dress their temples even is significant. Because I've been in a mosque where it was just a house, but it was still a temple because of the vibration. I went to some guy's house where we chant every Sunday, and it was a temple, and it's just a house, but the vibrations inside it create a temple. When people go, oh, oh, it creates a temple place. So singing, or even like a hockey arena, could be seen as a temple. And the way you dress your hockey arena too is significant. With what colors and what energies and what matches the game of those people. So generally, every year there should be a new jersey based on the players, the coach, and the people in the building. You should have a new jersey every year. You're stuck in tradition. Tradition binds you to make you a dead person. not dynamic. A genius has to negate tradition. Every genius negates tradition, whatever tradition it is. Your scent, your smell, what you wear, but these are all chemicals and alcohols and all these bad chemicals that you put on your skin. It's wrong. You should rather put them on your clothes. They last longer and you're not putting anything bad on your skin. Your skin's meant to breathe. And then you're wearing as clothing, makeup. It makes your face look more girly, but it's not meant for your skin. All these chemicals and alcohols and stuff. Your body's not meant to have that stuff on it. And your body's not meant to have all these chemicals that are being put through even lotions, alcohol, and all this stuff. What is alcohol? You take something in nature and you let it rot into bacteria. That's what alcohol is. So almost all this stuff has alcohol on it when you wear it. And then you got tattoos as clothing. For me, I feel like the dots on your skin aren't meant to be covered up because they're your natural tattoos. God naturally supplies you with tattoos, so it's kind of like the play of beauty spots and birthmarks. But you shouldn't, in my opinion, you shouldn't be covering up anything that's naturally on your body, any beauty marks or anything like that. But you shouldn't be making it work around your own beauty marks. Or else you cover it up, you'll never again see your own beauty. Your natural beauty. Yeah, that's beautiful. It looks beautiful. It's not your natural beautiful expression. It's your new one that you added on. Because after you added everything to your personality in your house, you started writing on your body because you had no space left in your house. And this is after like 15. And when did people start getting tattoos? Yeah. But I can see that from 15 onwards, people just get more ugly, more arrogant, more stuck up, more bratty, putrid, even. But before then, it's all good. It's all in good innocence, isn't it? Unless you didn't grow up with a full childhood and you're stuck at one age in your own consciousness. That means you weren't honest and you didn't express yourself fully and you didn't fulfill yourself. And if you're trying to fulfill yourself as an age older, when your real age is older than the age of your consciousness, you just get further and further from wanting to look back at your own self, because no one wants to admit that they're this age in their own consciousness. And from then on, you have no chance for meditation. You have no chance. The meditators and these people are the most honest people with themselves. They don't have to be honest in real life. You're allowed to lie. People are allowed to be mean. But you have to be really honest with yourself. And people take everything that meditators and teachers are saying and say, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Or they take something that the teacher says and they use it in the wrong context and they become blind. But they don't want to look back at their self as that age in consciousness. So they have no choice or no chance from that point. Their ego takes over, and then soon enough you become the stuff in the house rather than the space. Whereas you start off as the space, and the space can't leave, but the things inside the house can leave. The space inside the house is always there, whether stuff is inside it or not. You take the stuff out and the space is still there. You can't take the space outside of the house without filling it with garbage. Once it's full with garbage, and there's no beauty anymore. It's always what's beautiful is space. And all these temples, it's all space. Why do you have to go to a temple when your house can be your own temple? Hmm? You even wear your animals as clothing, as a representative of you. Your car is a representative of you. It's the funny thing about a car is people see your car as you. It's just a vehicle that you move with. They know from when you're a kid that you're gonna buy a car, so they make the car the most expensive thing ever. You rearrange melted metal and put it together. Put gas in it and some wires. They know that you're gonna have to buy insurance, so they make it the most expensive thing ever. They know you're gonna, with the bad foods they're giving you, they know you're gonna get sick, so they make it the most expensive thing ever. But I don't know why they're giving all this money to the doctors. Huh? They should be giving it to themselves, the government. But they tax everything. Gotcha. They tax everything. That's why they try to do something where there's no choice for you. You have to buy it this way and this way. So what's gonna get them the most money with their tax money, so that they can buy more nuclear warheads. Like, what they care most about is their own ego as a country. They don't care about you. They care about themselves. The people who run the countries, the governments who run the countries, care about their country's face rather than the people in the country's face. Whereas it's probably different in Nepal, I would say. Or any Buddhist countries. There's not even such thing as Buddhism. It's just something this guy made up. Siddhartha, he made up the word Buddha. What the heck does that mean? It's just a made up word. Any label is wrong. Really, it's bliss or emptiness. This guy has bliss and he had emptiness. Space. Why is space such a powerful word? Because to say it rightly, you have to involve everything in the universe. Space. Whereas land, it's on the earth. You only think of the earth. You say land. You're not thinking about the moon. What's closest to you is what's furthest from you. You can't get to the moon. What's closest to you is what's furthest from you. Your questions of what this life is inside of you, not out of sight of you. What's closest to you is right in front of you. Actually, it's in you. Is it in you to get to the moon? Is it even worth it? Is it in you to get to your being and the answers to what this life is? And is it worth it? Yeah, it is. It's going to be probably as difficult as trying to get to the moon, but it's probable, it's actual. So just metaphorically, but it's probable. It's statistically easier than getting to the actual moon. But the moon's right there and you'll never get to it. And you say land and you only think the earth. And when you say being, what do you think? You're inside? Yeah, what's closest to you? What you identify with. And then you realize land is everything in the universe. So then you realize your being is everything in the universe too. No teacher, no teaching, no student. That means there's no Buddha, there's just space. There's no student, there's just a mind and a soul. No teaching is a tricky one because what the sage is trying to say is really nothing. He's trying to explain to you what nothing is. Each one of them trying to explain to you what nothing is. That's why you can't get it, really. You can get the concept and say, I don't care. But if you care, well, that's what they're doing. If you know that, you say, I know that, then you really don't care. Because if you cared, you'd care enough to stare enough inside yourself to really understand what they're saying. Because you can't really understand nothing. As a concept you can, but as an experience, it's different. Now on this earth, through different past lives, reincarnations, you can experience everything. Not the same way in different hues, but everything, so to speak. Once you experience everything, there will still be more to experience as different animals. But you get the gist of it when you live as a species of animal. And that's enough to get some meditativeness into your life. So a lot of what these meditators are trying to get is meditativeness, not meditation. They're not trying to get illumination. They're trying to get some meditativeness, some peace. Whereas a lot of them somehow find their way to vegetarianism, and then they still eat chemicals, eggs, milk, and then they move on from that. It's a step-by-step process. But to actually get to be a breatharian, you have to get some illumination. You need the mystical energy sparkling inside you. Your body wants it, your soul wants it, your soul needs it, your body needs it, the earth needs it, I need it, all the enlightened people are it. It's funny that all these sages, they don't have the info. But they understand this one concept, is that your mind is the enemy, and that you have to kill your mind to become in light. It's interesting. When you say in light, you think it's holy. So then you see people dressing as holy or dressing unholy. It's their being that counts. You have to dress the inside of yourself too. The mind is a horrible dresser. For the inside of yourself. Because of who you are, you can't dress better than a spirit. You wear everything around you as well. So picking the places that you go to, it's almost like you want to wear what's around you in those places. Or maybe you don't want to, but that's what happens. Maybe unintentionally or intentionally. Nature by itself is random, so I'm not so against clutter. You need space for there to be clutter though. So you need black for there to be color. You have to give thanks to nothingness, thanks to space. That's why you see elders as elders, because of their space. That's why you see babies as innocent and cool, because of their space. Space is black, isn't it? creativity arises out of space. That's why first there was space, then God spoke, and the words were the creativity. So for instance, you drop a seed, it's space, it's quiet for however long that is. You need space for it to sprout. Baby's in a womb for 9 months, you need that space for it to be born. So you need space to actually express yourself honestly, properly. Once the tree sprouts, then it grows leaves and it flowers. The tree is silent. So even after the first step of space, and you grow into this beautiful being, to get to your actual flourishing, you need lots of space, lots of patience, take lots of time. Anyone can express their animal bodies. All it takes is sex, sports, friends, play, fun. It's natural to you. But to express your inner being takes space. A mind can't say space really. It can pretend to act like that. But it's what's really inside the words that give it the meaning, power, the solidarity, the uniqueness. Any rapper can rap, but it's always the one who has space who's the best. Because they approach the beat with space, clear mind. Whenever it's a fight, whoever has space has the advantage. Clear mind. Clear, calm water. You need a clear, calm ocean for a wave to mean anything. For a tidal wave to mean anything. You need a clear, calm sky for a cloud, creativity, to mean anything. But the bountiful gross product of it is the space, which expands, which is more powerful than the creation expression. God as space is more powerful than us as creation, or our creation. Infinite. What number beats any other number? Infinite. The number infinite. So any two people or any two sages can be different different variations of the number infinite, whereas your mind can only get to a certain number in this life. And people stop, actually. Their number stops at a certain point. The rate that that number grows stops, slowly depletes, and then they grow old and they die. So even that is part of a natural phenomenon. So that's why at the end of the day, I say you can do whatever you want. It's up to you, but now you have the knowledge. And now it's your own fault after that. Once so much is available in this new age. Peace. May our hearts one day unite as one. Blessings. Peace amongst all beings of the universe. Om. Namaskar. Namaste. Now you must stay. Don't take it for granted. You have to live every life to feel this moment, the same moment. Don't go on a vacation just to miss what you're seeing because your mind's flustered from your past and your job and all that stuff, all that crazy stuff. You want to leave all that stuff behind. Well, leave all that stuff behind right here, right now. For 5 seconds. Go dance naked in the sun. You would if you were drunk.